Hi, welcome to the Divine Insight Show. Thank you so much for joining us wherever and whenever you're doing so. We all know that there's no accident that you're here. I'm really excited to join you today and also have an incredible guest who I'm going to be introducing here. Dr. Lilly Koutcho is an internationally renowned author and speaker whose healing techniques, affirmations, and positive thinking have been has inspired countless people throughout the world. She holds a master's in neuroscience, an MBA, and a doctorate in pharmacy. She's the author of several books and founder of the nonprofit organization Light and Love for Africa. Using a combination of neuroscience, pharmaceutical knowledge, energy medicine, and spiritual principles, Dr. Lilly has developed many methods that help people heal in minutes. Her healing techniques have helped countless people all over the world to create wellness in the bodies and minds, as well as abundance in their lives. She's been on several other radio shows, TV shows, and written many articles. I'm really excited to have her with us. Lilly, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Travis, for having me in this show. I'm really grateful and honored to be in this show.
Wonderful. Yeah, thank you. So let's dive in. I know based on your work and your books, we could really talk for hours and hours about all of the things, right? I mean, your book is The Truth About Life, and you aren't kidding. You talk about so many different subjects, and the breadth is just incredible. So I want to try to focus on what feels valuable to folks in the audience now, given where we all are on our personal and collective journeys. So can you share a little bit about how you got started in working in the spiritual realm in the first place?
I have a humble beginning. I was just going about my life, working as a pharmacist, hospital pharmacist, in a small town of Midwest, United States, Oklahoma, and I just started like a spiritual journey and started to meditate and calming my mind, and I just noticed I was receiving informations from, I don't know at the beginning where they are coming from, about my patients, about people, but since I was born, I was really intuitive, and my parents knew that about me. I will have like dreams, and then it will come true, or have information about people, but it's just a weird thing about me, and my parents know that. But it's things starting to change or get a little bit serious when I was in my last year of pharmacy school, and when I was in clinical setting. I would be in front of patients, and then they would tell me something, and then I would have information about their cases, the diseases, of their health issues. And I was a little bit confused where those information are coming from, but they were seemed so true, and so true. Sometimes I'll talk about to the patient, and sometimes they will start crying, say, "This is true. I was going through this," and just start talking about their life and issues. And when my own spiritual practice started to get a little bit deeper in my meditation, then I would have visions sometimes, or hear guidance, and I later knew that those information were coming from guardian angels and ascended master, and then it just go from there, and this book come about, The Truth About Life.
Yeah, thank you. It's really incredible. And I think what's so valuable about your story is that you talk about the specific connection with archangels, archangels that are known in sort of, biblical nomenclature, but ones that came to you specifically, like Archangel Gabriel, I believe it was, and Ariel, and you talk about the Christ consciousness. Can you just share a little bit about how you knew where the information was coming from, meaning not just like from your own head, but actually from other beings? You said, I thought I heard you say that you had seen them, you started to see visions. How did you know who it was that was sharing this magical information with you, that when you shared it with folks resonated with them?
Yeah, actually it started for the Archangels. It started, I got a small app of Doreen Virtue of Archangel Michael, And then because I was reading a book about him, and I was just so drawn to the stories, and I say, oh my God, what is this? And then I had all the book, the whole book about Archangel Michael was from Doreen Virtue, and then I got an app of Doreen Virtue, say Archangel Michael app, and then you will receive like a text message every day from Archangel Michael, and the text just becoming so specific. Like I'll be, I remember one day, for instance, someone did something to me, and I was just so angry, and I was just so confused and upset. And then the text message comes say, don't be angry about this, just let it go. You need to take a deep breath and say, oh my God, well, how does this guy knew that I was angry this day? And then the information will be becoming so specific and about my life purpose, about stuff like that. And so specific. I say, oh my God, what is happening? I'm not doing this angels is really talking to me. And then when I'm meditation and on deep meditation, sometimes my dream will say, yes, I'm really talking to you. I'm really here. I say, oh my God. And then I was with my ex-husband at the time. I say, I think something happening. Angels are talking to me. And he said, what do you mean angels are talking to you? I say, yeah, this is happening today. And he said this and he said that. And I give him so many proof that he's the, oh my God, they are really here talking to you. And then just go like that. And one day, I am really a sensitive person, and I remember when I was some cases in hospital was really difficult, like patients in ICU or patients who are having so much trouble, and sometimes I just come back home and start meditating and praying on my cases, on my patients, and I'll come back from home and go back to work, and I will check my patient profiles, and I will see that the thing is getting better. Just it just started like that, and it become more and more clear their messages, and I was receiving guidance from them from various ways. Sometimes through my meditation, sometimes in my dreams I will have clear guidance. Sometimes when if I call my mind enough or meditate for hours, I can hear the voice, which is really different. Like soft, you can just know that is a difference. It is not the voice in your mind, because it is really different.
Yeah, that's really beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. I know that, because I've, been working in the industry for some time, and I've had a lot of people that who are psychics and mediums or channels. So it's always helpful for folks to kind of understand how that process works. And to me as well, I just, it's something that develops most often over time with intention and practice. It's something that you might not necessarily know, at least from my experience. And I'd love to have your thoughts on that, because it sounds like you have been meditating for some time, and even though you initially got them via text messages from Doreen Virtue's site, which is actually interesting because Doreen Virtue has since denounced all of her angelic work, as you probably know, which is just kind of funny because it's so powerful and so informative. But I think it's really funny that she's just sort of taken a left turn. And I'm going to talk about something related to that in a little bit. But first, I want to just talk a little bit. I know that you had your own, what I'll call dark night of the soul, so to speak, where you had multiple disease processes going and it was affecting your wellness. At one point, you were taking upwards of 17 medications or pills a day, but today you are completely healthy. What happened?
Well, it started when I was receiving message from angels, and everything started almost at the same time. I was really I have many issues, childhood traumas, and I became really bitter and angry about a lot of things, which I mean. About my childhood, my mom was a single mom with 3 kids, and my dad didn't really care about us. So he was really healthy. I was born in Africa, West Africa, Togo. He was really healthy, but wealthy and has a lot of money, but he doesn't care about my two siblings and I. So I developed a kind of resentment against him, seeing my mom and us struggling in life, and at the same time he has all of this money, he doesn't care, doesn't want to help us. So I had this issue against him for a while, and then many things. I was really I used to hold grudges. So in my when I started college, I started to get sick. I used to have a lot of allergies and all kind of diseases. Some serious diseases and like serious head pain, like chronic head pain, which we take a lot of medications. So I didn't know that my feelings, the way I was feeling, anger, resentment, all of the things that I was carrying was affecting my health. So when I was, it came to a point when I just have like a mental breakdown. See, I cannot even like this anymore, and something needs to change. And I decided to forgive it just for my own peace of mind, because I was just having so many thoughts, angry thoughts, feelings about people, about the past, about everything, I was angry about a lot of things. So I just started, okay, I need to change. Maybe the whole world is not going to change. Nobody's going to change, or my parents are not going to come to apologize to me. Maybe I just need to let go and to forgive so that I can have more peace. So I just started to do that and doing meditation, and it just started. And when I started receiving messages from angels, they were telling me that my health issues were related to resentment and anger and negative feeling. I didn't believe that at the beginning, because as I was trained as a scientist and biologist and later pharmacist, so I cannot believe that my feelings will be the cause of my health issues. But I just wanted to give it a try, and because I was just feeling a little bit better just by forgiving people. And the more I was just doing this, the health issues was just improving, and I would let go of one pill. It doesn't happen for me personally overnight. It was a period like 2 years for everything to be gone, but I was just seeing the progress. And even like I used to have serious head pain and allergy. And I remember my healthcare provider told me that it is in the air, it is incurable, I have to take those medications all the time. And it was gone one day. And I said, oh my God, I don't need to use my spray and to take my medication anymore. So I was just feeling better, so I was just continue and with over a period of 2 years, everything was gone. And because I just knew that it was true, because I was seeing the signs of my improvement. So it is a kind of life-changing and shocking experience for myself, because I couldn't believe it that just doing inner work and forgiving and working on myself on several things just will improve my health in that such an amazing way.
It's such a great story, because a lot of people can relate to that, of this sort of disbelief, to say something that I'm doing, I'm having this experience, I'm having this emotion, I'm upset at my parents for not loving me, I'm upset at this relationship for not showing up for me in the way that I think I deserve, or whatever it is. We just don't really understand unless we experience that physical dis-ease is exactly that. It's dis-ease with the world around us that we push into ourselves. And it's so powerful that it sounds like, being the empiricist, the doctor, pharmacist, you're like, how is that even possible? That merely letting go of what was, hurting me emotionally would help your body. It's so fascinating. So thank you for sharing that. And I know you have a lot of information about those types of processes in your book, The Truth About Life. And you talk about so many subjects with candid directness. It's just really quite refreshing. Can you share a little bit about how this book came about?
This book came about, I was having messages from the angels, and I would write them down. And then one day I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and then I was explaining to her what life is about, that life is a school, we came here, and a lot of things that all of those messages most of them came from a conversation with my guardian angels, and she said, oh my God, this is the most amazing conversation I have ever had, and it brought peace to me. And then because I already hold a book, and she said, if you haven't heard about this, you really need to inquire about this. People need to know. And I say, oh, I don't want to go into another book again. I just finished my book. And then she said, really, I wanted to talk to a friend about this, but if you can write it down. And then okay, I said, fine, I'm going to write it down. I thought it's going to be just a quick thing. And then it just started and just tapping and of course, questions and answer. But I want to come back to the disease, the origin of disease that we are talking about. It all has to do with science, vibration, and because the thought, what I like to tell people, because we don't see the thought or you don't see feelings, anger, we think they don't exist, but I mean, it is, right now I know scientists, many scientists have equipment to measure the vibration of thought or vibration of food, or the vibration of earth. So everything has to do with vibration. So when you have thought, it trigger like it triggers some sort of genes in the body. So it has like a cascade of reactions, and so these thoughts and feelings trigger some specific genes, so which produce proteins, and which change sometimes the conformation of the gene based on the type of the thought and feelings that you are having. Right now, I know physicians know that many diseases come from stress. But what is stress? Just fearful thought and fearful emotions. But actually, it is not just stress. All the feelings and negative thoughts can just create cascade of reaction that change the conformation, that switch off and on genes, and that's how it all came about. So like if you have like anxiety or fears or anger, so those kind of stressful thoughts produce the stress hormone cortisol, which make the body tense and then switch off genes. So with time, if the body is made to stay like in stressful situation, like for a little bit of time. But if you have those kind of fears and thoughts all the time, with time, it just change the conformations, and so they switch on off genes, and that's how disease with time just become crystallized on the physical level. But usually something that's going on for a while. I think Dr. Bruce Lipton talk about that. They explain it really well, but it all has to do with science and vibration. So in the same way, positive thoughts like happy thoughts, gratitude, and peaceful thoughts, and forgiving people, all those things produce the happy hormones and the happy proteins like dopamine, and then the body enter in a state of relaxation, which produce harmony and rejuvenation and stuff like that. And it's just all science. And I think Dr. Bruce Lipton really talk about that, and Dr. Joe Dispenza. But really, what I like to tell people, just put it a little bit into practice, and just try it out yourself and change the way you think and feel, and try to forgive people, and you see the result. You'll be amazed. That's why I like to tell people, just give it a try.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, much like you did, and you felt the change. And I think that's so important, because so many times when people are experiencing a disease process that doesn't feel good, there's this, I think, inner narrative that they might believe that something is happening to them, as if there's an outside force that is making them ill, but it's sort of like, you know, it's not taking responsibility, and it's actually giving up control and power when you project something that's happening to you, versus saying, what is my part in this? What am I doing? What am I thinking? what am I believing or feeling in my day that might be causing that? So it sounds like it might be a good idea for people to kind of make an assessment. Grab a pad and paper. For those of you who are listening and not watching, you know, have a pad and paper out. It's like, hey, what are my thoughts in a day? You know, do they feel good? Are they thoughts that are, like you said, gratitude, love, forgiveness, or are they a reaction to something? I think that's really helpful, and thank you for circling back to that. And so I know, like I said before, you have so many different topics, so we're not going to be able to talk about all of life in the next for the rest of the show, but I did want to ask you some questions about some of the specific things that really resonated with me. So let's just start with like one question that people might have about their life. Why are we here? Like, what gives? Why are we alive?
This is a really good question, and I think many of us are really lost. I used to be really lost myself. We don't know, you are just born and you see yourself in your body, and just, for me, it was just I was just honey, oh, I need to get this, I need to get that, I want this house, I want this degree, I want to become a doctor in pharmacy, and I just like chasing stuff. And I was really lost, and actually the earth is a school. It's a school that we came here, all of us, to learn. It is a school when you came, everybody has a life purpose, a life lesson. So you choose, your soul choose to come here because you have a purpose of being here. So everybody has a specific life purpose, a specific set of lessons that we have chosen, all of us, before our birth or incarnation. So the lesson can be a thousand things. It can be learning how to make money. So if you are struggling with money, you don't know, you cannot make it. So maybe it is one of your lessons. Sometimes forgiveness, sometimes learning resilience, like some like athletes, they are here to learn about resilience, perseverance, and some of them are like learning the limitation of beauty, like a beauty queen. That might be one of her lessons. Maybe she may thought, okay, my body or my beauty is going to get me everything that I need in life. And then one day the beauty starts fading, or she's getting old, and just realize that there is more to life than the body. But it can be like a various combination of everything. So we came for reasons, and we have a life purpose. Your life purpose, when people think about life purpose, they usually think about job or stuff. It may be related to your job, it may be just related to something else. Some people, life purpose may be just to raise their kid and to push them forward. And some people, life purpose may be bringing a book, bringing music. It can be any kind of thing. So we have life purpose, we have life lessons. And the key is just knowing that. So if you are in your life purpose, you're doing what you came for, usually it flow for you easily, and you are also happy and fulfilled. But if you are not in doing what you're supposed to do, you became tense, angry, why am I doing this job? What am I here for? All kind of things. So the key is just knowing your life purpose and being on that path. And just knowing why you are here. It is truly a school. And if you think about it a little bit, sometimes you say, oh, I learned something from this experience, or this bad experience or something. You realize that you are learning every day and growing. So it is truly a school that we came here to learn.
Yeah, thank you. And so, as you said, you know, we choose to come back. And I happen to agree with you as well. For the life lessons that we choose to learn, why do so many people choose experiences of pain and suffering?
Because this is a third dimension, a third dimension plane, where the lessons are harder and learned through pain and suffering. So when you finish your lesson here, you go to another dimension, fourth or fifth dimension, which is more fluid, more loving. So the lessons are easier there. And because that's where we are right now, on the third dimension. But there is a mix of things right now going on. Even if it is a third dimension, there are people, souls of fourth dimension, fifth dimension, even seventh dimension people walking among us. It's just a mix, like a melting pot. So,
So when I'm going to the grocery store, I just kind of look around and I'm like, hey, y'all.
you never know. You never know who is who. So it is a mix of all kind of things. But the lessons, even if we have like specific life purpose and lessons, the ultimate lesson for us is to learn to love unconditionally. So when I mean learn to love, it's loving everybody, no matter their race, their age, their social status, whether they are homeless, just loving everybody, not judging anybody. So when you are in this state, be able to love everybody, no matter what, or even those who have hurt you, and came to that point where you can see that, okay, you are progressing, you are moving, you are going. So the ultimate lessons is learn to love, and that's why it is made like this, so that you have tough experience that you have to overcome and to learn. So if the planet is just so peaceful and loving, it won't. I mean, there will be no purpose. So we are here to learn. It's like, sometimes I like to tell people it is like learning how to cook, like reading a cooking book. But here, when you incarnate here, when you come, it's now it's time to cook. It's time to learn. So you go to face adversity and challenges and angry people and stuff. And now it's time to get over that and forgive and love them. So it is different than reading a book. Oh, okay, I can cook this, and then just be like putting into practice. So this is the place where we put it in practice.
Awesome, thank you. And I want to ask you a little bit about free will. As I read through the book, obviously there were so many different things, as I've shared already, but like you, I believe that we choose our lives and our experiences, and our free will is fundamentally respected. Can you talk a little bit about free will, but more specifically how free will relates to reincarnation?
Yeah, this is a really good question. I think sometimes what's happened, when people understand that, okay, I have a life purpose and I choose some of the experience before, and people get into a mindset of victim mind. Okay, maybe it is my destiny to be poor, or to have this experience. But actually, no, we have free will. We choose some of the experiences that we have, we wanted to learn from, and between those experiences, you have your free will to manage them. So some of the big, like, milestone or big points that you have chosen will come, no matter what. Some people will be a death of a child, or a chronic disease, I don't know, a divorce, or loss of a job. This thing will come. But how you manage it, you have the free will to manage between those things, and you can shape your life no matter your experience. Actually, I know people who have really tough time, tough challenges, abuse, stuff like that. But they overcome and they change their life. And one of my friends, she has a multi-million business for now, but she was raped, abused, she was homeless at one point, but she managed to change her life. So there is, even though we chose experiences, we have free will to manage between experience, and you have your thought, your feelings, and will to transmit the experience, to change it to something good.
Yeah, thank you. And I was also curious in thinking about that, free will. And when I think about the way of where we're at right now as a global community facing a worldwide pandemic, and with our understanding that we choose our experiences, in order to sort of grow or evolve, or for whatever the reasons, what do you think this corona consciousness, this coronavirus, came up for all of us now?
This is a good question. From my personal point, I don't know. answer this question from in various angles. As a pharmacist and scientist, I'll tell you that even if there is a, let's say there is we are in a period of COVID-19, but it has to do with your immune system. As a scientist, I'll tell you that like two people will be in front of someone who has a virus, one will catch it and the other one won't catch it because of the difference in the immune system. If your immune system is strong, you overcome it. So about what make your immune system strong, it is the way you feel, your thoughts, your feelings, the way you eat. If you are eating healthy, organic, exercising, and having loving thoughts, and faith that okay, nothing is going to happen to me. I have faith that I'm going to get well, stuff like that. Those things produce like the good hormone, the dopamine, that will make your immune system strong. But the inverse, if you are just like already so fearful about these things, so the fear is crumbled, it will crumble your cells. So you will be your whole immune system, your body will go into a fly mode, which is a really stressful mode. Oh my God, something's happening. What am I going to do? My job? Am I going to die? Am I going to catch it? So those who just drop your immune system. So you are just setting yourself up to catch it. So the best thing to do as a scientist, I'll tell you, just increase, boost your immune system and don't get into a fearful mode because it will just decrease your immune system. And but on the other hand, if I want to answer these questions on a spiritual level, I'll tell you, have faith. My guardian angels and Ascended myself tell me that many times. Faith will carry you far more than fear will ever will. Have faith and have believe that you are going to get well. All those faith, I mean, it is energy. Archangel Gabriel tell me, faith, it is a living, palpable thing that can be measured. It is energy because your faith becomes so strong that it can even move mountains. So have faith and be well. And if I want to, so I would say have faith and as scientists, boost your immune system, take care of yourself, have a good sleep, meditate. Don't let yourself go into fearful, stressful mode. It's not good for your health. And if I want to answer this question on a different level, on a spiritual level, I'll tell you, because we create with our thought, we have free will. People will tell me, oh, why this happening? Why God allowed this? God didn't allow anything. We are just making up our life and everything that is happening, doing everything to ourselves. And so how many out there people, how many times you see people making movies about fearful situations that happen on Earth, and then everybody get locked out. People they just think that it's a movie, but actually no, you are just creating it. Your thoughts, your feelings are creating. So every fearful thing that people are imagining, it will become true and say, and here we are today. But it's not just to accuse anybody, but even if there is a situation, you can get through this. And the best thing to do is just be strong and have faith and knowing that nothing will happen to you. And also, if you want some protective, there are ways to protect yourself. I have some tips on my website. If people want, they can go and get it. You can visualize yourself in a bubble of light. That is a really spiritual bubble that can protect you against anything. And then add prayer, add faith, add anything that you can do to protect yourself. That's how I will answer this question. When this happened at the beginning, I say, oh my God, it happened. But I say, I'm not going to be concerned about this because I think I'm going to get through this. I'm going to be well. And then when people I saw, I remember one day I was in grocery store. I said, oh my God, what is happening? There's no water. Everybody they rice and pasta or like corn. I say, oh my God, should I need to just talking? And I say, oh, don't get into a tearful mode. So I just pick up the single thing that I need and just leave, because I know if I just get into fear and say, okay, I need to stop because maybe tomorrow I won't have, because I really know now, for now, that my thoughts are creating. I say, Lily, don't get into this fearful mode unless you want to see it happen. So, and everything is well. And it's going to get better.
Yeah, thank you. I think that's a beautiful way of describing it. And thank you for touching on it from different angles. I think, like you, I also think that it's a bit of both, right? It's like, take care of yourself as best you can, given where we all are. But from a spiritual level, I think what it sounds like is really, it's a great opportunity for us to reevaluate our faith, and reevaluate our priorities. Remember how to take care of ourselves. Remember this whole thing, wash your hand, just like, it's just, and it's just, it helps us prioritize our lives, decide what I really want to do with my life, right? And do I really want to be with this person that I've now been, isolated with for like 3 months now? Do I love this? Do I want, so it's like really big things are coming out. And I think, personally, that it's a great spiritual evolutionary process for us all, because we're all facing it, right? Simultaneously. It's huge. It feels huge. We all know it's huge. That's kind of a massive thing. So I really appreciate your tips as well. So for folks, as we're coming down towards the end of the show, where can folks get more information about you and get your book, The Truth About Life?
You can find the information in my website, www.integrityhealing.org, or just type in my name in Lilly Koutcho on Amazon, and my book will pop up, or the name of my book, The Truth About Life, and all information on my website, or you can get the book on Amazon or through my website too.
Awesome, terrific. And it was in Integrity Health, is that right?
integrityhealing.org.
Oh, integrityhealing.org. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure to have you on. I really appreciate you sharing your incredible insight and your wisdom with our audience today.
Thank you so much, Travis, for having me. It has been a really good pleasure for me. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful week. And you've been watching or listening to the Divine Insight Show.